Have you ever noticed that the people who stay the calmest often possess the greatest strength? They don't argue with everyone, they don't seek revenge, and they don't waste their energy trying to prove themselves. Yet somehow, they always seem to win. Why? Because the Stoics understood something that most people never learn. The greatest battles are rarely fought with fists or with words. They are fought within the mind. Anyone can react. Anyone can become angry. Anyone can seek revenge. But very few people possess the discipline to remain calm when life becomes difficult. And perhaps that is the greatest form of power, because when someone can no longer control your emotions, they can no longer control you. In this video, you'll discover 7 timeless Stoic lessons that will help you deal with difficult people, protect your peace, and become mentally unshakable. But stay until the end, because the final lesson is the one Marcus Aurelius practiced throughout his entire life. And it may completely change the way you see conflict forever. Conflict is part of life. No matter where you go, there will always be criticism, disrespect, jealousy, and people who try to disturb your peace. The Stoics never believed that we could eliminate difficult people. Instead, they taught us how to become stronger than the challenges they bring. Because real victory is not defeating another person. Real victory is refusing to lose yourself. Let's begin with the first lesson. Lesson 1. Master your emotions before they master you. The easiest way to control someone is to control their emotions. That is why angry people often make poor decisions. They speak before thinking, they react before understanding, and later they regret what they allowed emotions to control. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself that another person's behavior belongs to them, but your response belongs to you. Imagine someone insults you in public. They expect anger. They expect an argument. They expect you to lose your composure. But instead, you remain calm, you smile, and you walk away with your peace intact. Who truly has the power in that moment? The Stoics believed that calmness is not weakness, it is discipline. And discipline is one of the greatest forms of strength, because the person who controls his emotions controls himself. Lesson 2. Do not feed unnecessary conflict. Some people survive on attention. Arguments become their fuel, drama becomes their entertainment, and every emotional reaction gives them exactly what they wanted. But the Stoics understood something remarkable. Not every battle deserves your participation. Sometimes the strongest response is no response at all. Silence is not surrender, it is wisdom. Because when someone is determined to provoke you, ignoring the invitation often removes their power completely. This doesn't mean avoiding every difficult conversation. It means recognizing the difference between meaningful discussion and pointless conflict. Protect your peace. Not every opinion deserves your energy. Not every insult deserves your reply. And not every person deserves access to your emotions. The greatest victory is often the argument you never entered. But the next lesson is where many people make their biggest mistake. They spend years trying to prove others wrong when there is something far more powerful they could be doing. Lesson 3. Let your growth speak louder than your revenge. When someone hurts us, our first instinct is often to get even, to prove something, to make them regret what they did. But revenge has a hidden cost. It keeps your attention focused on the very person who disturbed your peace. The Stoics chose a different path. Instead of chasing revenge, they chased excellence. Imagine 2 people who experience the same betrayal. One spends years consumed by anger. The other spends those same years becoming wiser, stronger, and more disciplined. Which one truly wins? Success is not about making others feel defeated. It is about becoming the person you were always capable of becoming. Because while your enemies are watching your life, you should be busy building it. Your greatest response to negativity is becoming someone it can no longer reach. Before we continue, I want you to pause for just a moment. Perhaps it wasn't an accident that you found this video today. Maybe someone has been testing your patience. Maybe you've been carrying anger that no one else can see. Or perhaps you've been trying so hard to prove yourself to people who were never willing to understand you. If that's true, remember this. The Stoics never asked us to control other people. They asked us to master ourselves. Because the greatest victory is not changing another person's behavior, it is refusing to let their behavior change yours. Now, let's continue. Lesson 4. Build a mind that cannot be shaken. Life will never stop testing you. People will criticize you. Some will misunderstand you. Others may even try to provoke you on purpose. But none of those things determine your peace. Only your mind does. Marcus Aurelius believed that our thoughts shape the quality of our lives. If your mind becomes dependent on the opinions of others, your peace disappears the moment they criticize you. But if your confidence comes from your character, very little can disturb you. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is strong, the rain never stops. But beneath the surface, the mountain never moves. Become that mountain, because the strongest mind is not the one that never suffers, it is the one that refuses to surrender. When your mind becomes unshakable, very little in this world can defeat you. Lesson 5. Let character reveal the truth. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing they must expose every liar, answer every accusation, or defend themselves against every rumor. The Stoics chose a different path. They trusted time, because time has a strange way of revealing character. Someone who constantly lies eventually exposes themselves. Someone who constantly manipulates others eventually loses their trust. And someone who continually acts with integrity rarely needs to defend their reputation. Your responsibility is not controlling what people say. Your responsibility is living in a way that makes false accusations impossible to believe. Because truth has something lies never possess: patience. Never waste your peace trying to force people to see the truth. Live it. The next lesson may be the one that changes your life the most, because no one becomes mentally strong completely alone. Lesson 6. Choose the people who shape your character. The people around you influence your future more than you realize. Spend enough time around anger, and anger begins to feel normal. Spend enough time around negativity, and hope slowly disappears. The Stoics believed that character is contagious, which means so are habits. Choose friends who challenge you to become wiser. Choose mentors who remind you of your values. Choose relationships that bring peace instead of chaos. Because your environment quietly shapes the person you become. And protecting your peace sometimes means protecting your circle. Not everyone deserves a permanent place in your life. Lesson 7. Let time do what anger never can. Many people believe revenge brings peace, but revenge often creates another battle, another wound, another reason to remain trapped in the past. The Stoics understood something deeper. Time reveals everything. Time rewards discipline. Time exposes deception. Time humbles arrogance. And time often solves problems that anger only makes worse. Instead of spending years hoping someone suffers, spend those years becoming someone stronger. Because while they remain trapped by resentment, you continue growing, you continue learning, you continue living. That is freedom. And freedom is worth far more than revenge. The greatest victory is not watching someone else fall. It is realizing you no longer need them to. Perhaps this is why Stoicism has survived for more than 2,000 years. Not because it teaches us how to defeat our enemies, but because it teaches us how to stop becoming our own. Every insult, every betrayal, every disappointment is an opportunity to become calmer, wiser, stronger, and more disciplined. The world will always contain difficult people. That will never change. But your response always belongs to you. And once you truly understand that, no one can take your peace without your permission. Because the greatest battle you will ever fight will always be the one within yourself. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 7 Stoic lessons spoke to you the most? Have you ever experienced a situation where staying calm was more powerful than seeking revenge? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience might encourage someone who needs to hear it today. If this video helped you see conflict in a new way, subscribe to Daily Stoic Wisdom. Every week we explore timeless Stoic philosophy to help you build self-discipline, emotional resilience, and lasting inner peace. And remember, your enemies do not decide who you become. Your choices do.